Wake up and walk pain-free in just 10 minutes, even if your knees feel like rusted iron when you first get out of bed. The best thing for sore joints isn't to stay still and save them for later. In fact, resting too much might be what keeps you stiff. Today, I'm sharing 5 simple moves you can do right at your bedside with no gym and no fancy gear. Just a few minutes to help you feel a bit younger. Let's be honest, mornings can be a struggle once we pass that 60-year mark, can't they? You go to stand up, and your knees start making sounds like a bowl of rice cereal. Snap, crackle, and pop. It's frustrating, and sometimes it makes you want to stay in bed and skip the day. I believe our bodies were meant to keep moving, but when things get stiff, we have to be smart. A quick note before we start. If you have severe arthritis, joint replacements, or have had recent surgery, it's always best to check with your clinician before trying new exercises. We're looking for ways to oil the hinges without making things worse. That's why I want to start with this first move. You don't even have to stand up yet. It's a simple way to wake up your body while you're still lying there, getting the circulation going so that when you finally do stand up, you aren't starting from zero. Picture this. You're awake. The sun is coming through the curtains, and you're starting to think about that first cup of coffee. Don't jump out of bed yet. Your knees haven't had a chance to warm up. Like idling a cold engine, this first motion warms your joints before they carry weight. That's what this first move, the bedside wake-up, is all about. While you're still lying on your back, point your toes away from you, like a ballet dancer. Then pull them back toward your nose as far as they'll go. Point and flex. Point and flex. It feels nice, doesn't it? You might be thinking, hey, my knees are the problem. Why am I messing with my feet? Here's the thing. Your legs are like a long garden hose. If there's a kink at the bottom, the water can't get to the middle. By moving your ankles, you're acting like a pump, almost like your own heart's little helper in your legs. If there's a kink at the bottom, the water can't get to the middle. By moving your ankles, you're acting like a pump, almost like your own heart's little helper in your legs. When you flex and point your feet, you send blood and all that natural joint grease upward, helping circulation flow toward your knees and waking up the whole chain. Do this about 20 times. It takes about 45 seconds. By the time you're done, your legs will feel more connected to your body. You're telling your knees, hey, we're getting ready to move, so get ready. It's the gentlest hello you can give your joints. Next up, I'm going to show you a simple pillow trick that can help ease that grinding feeling in your knees in just 60 seconds. This move wakes up a key muscle that often goes to sleep after 60, making getting up and moving around feel much smoother. Move 2. Inner strength squeeze. Sit on the edge of your bed or find a firm chair nearby. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. For the safest and easiest setup, aim for a chair or bed height where your hips and knees form right angles when you sit, with your knees level with your hips and your feet able to rest comfortably on the floor. This helps you push down evenly and keeps you steady during the exercise. Now, grab a pillow. Any pillow will do, even a decorative one from the couch. This is the inner strength squeeze. Fold the pillow in half to make it thicker and place it between your knees. Sit up tall. Imagine you're trying to look over a fence. Give the pillow a gentle squeeze. You don't have to crush it, just a steady squeeze. Hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, relax. Do that 10 times. Squeeze, hold, and let it go. Now, why does this matter? Well, think of your kneecap like a train on a track. It's supposed to slide up and down perfectly. But as we get older, the muscle on the inside of our thigh, the one that keeps the train on the track, often gets lazy. In fact, research shows that activating this muscle, called the Vastus medialis, helps keep your kneecap properly aligned so it glides the way it should. When that muscle stops doing its job, the train starts to drift and rub against the side. That's where a lot of that crunching and grinding comes from. By squeezing that pillow, you're waking up that inner muscle. You're reminding it to stay on duty. When that muscle is awake and working, Your kneecap might slide a lot more smoothly when you're walking around later. Coming up next, I'm going to show you how to walk without actually putting any pressure on your joints. It's the best test drive for your knees before you head to the kitchen. You're still in that chair, feeling good and sitting tall. Now we'll do the morning chair march. This is exactly what it sounds like, but we'll keep it slow and intentional. If a whole minute feels too long at first, start with 30 seconds or any amount that feels comfortable. The most important thing is that you listen to your body and find a pace that works for you. While you're sitting, lift one knee toward the ceiling. You don't have to lift it high, just a few inches. Then put it back down as softly as you can. Now lift the other one. Left, right, left, right. Keep your chest up. Don't slouch. This move is great because it gets your knees and hips working together. Your hips and knees are like a team. If the hips are stiff and won't move, the knees have to work harder to compensate. By marching while you're sitting, you get all that joint grease flowing through both joints at the same time. And the best part? Since you're sitting, there's no thumping on the floor, no gravity pushing down on those sore spots. You get all the benefits of moving without the impact. Try this for about a minute. By the end, you'll probably feel some gentle warmth in your legs. That's the blood doing its job. You should feel mild activation or a light glow in your muscles, not pinching, sharpness, or pain in your hips or knees. If you do notice any discomfort like that, pause or adjust. Listening to your body keeps your joints safe and happy. We're about to stand up, but before we do, I have to tell you about the hidden muscle. If this muscle is weak, your knees are carrying the whole load and they just weren't built for that. All right, it's time to get on our feet. Stand up slowly. If you need to hold on to the bedpost or a chair for extra balance, do it. Safety is everything. This is the power stand squeeze. Once you're standing tall, focus on your backside, your glutes. As you squeeze those muscles as tight as you can, breathe out gently. Imagine you're holding a dollar bill between your cheeks and you don't want anyone to take it. Hold that squeeze for 10 seconds, breathing normally, but letting the exhale help you tighten up even more. Feel the power in your hips. Then, let it go. Let's do that 5 times. Why are we talking about your rear end when your knees are hurting? Here's the secret. Your glutes are the strongest muscles in your body. They are meant to be the engine that powers you when you walk or climb stairs. But when we spend a lot of time sitting, those muscles can turn off. When they turn off, your knees have to take over and do the heavy lifting. Think of it like this. If you're carrying a heavy grocery bag, it's much easier with a strong friend helping you, right? Your backside is that strong friend. By doing these squeezes every morning, you make sure your knees aren't doing the job on their own. You're giving them a powerful partner. Stick around because our last move happens at the kitchen counter. It's all about building your body's natural shock absorbers. And it's the best way to feel steady on your feet all day. Let's head to the kitchen. Most of us go there first thing anyway, right? Stand in front of your counter and put your hands on it. We aren't testing your balance today. We're just focusing on the move, so hold on tight. This is the counter balance lift. Stand with your feet about hip-width apart. Slowly rise onto your tiptoes. Go as high as you comfortably can. Now don't just drop back down to your heels. Lower yourself as slowly as you can. Count to 3 on the way down. 3, 2, 1. Try to do 10 of these. Your calf muscles are like the shocks on a truck. Every time your foot hits the ground, your calves soak up that impact before it reaches your knee. If your calves are weak, that thump goes straight into the joint. By doing these slow lifts while you wait for the toaster or coffee to brew, you make your shock absorbers nice and springy. If your calves start to feel tight or you notice a twinge of cramping, just pause halfway through, stretch or wiggle your feet, and continue when things feel better. These quick breaks can help you avoid those sudden Charlie horses and keep the routine pleasant. This move is huge for your confidence. When your calves are strong, you feel steadier walking on grass or stepping off a curb. It's all about feeling in control of your own body. Stay with me for a few more minutes because I'm going to share a water trick that helps your joints feel smoother from the inside out. It's the one thing almost everyone forgets to do. Let's talk about an important rule. We've all heard that saying, no pain, no gain. Honestly, that's terrible advice for us. In this community, our rule is, if it hurts, we don't do it. Pain is just your body's way of saying, hey, let's back off a little. If any of these moves feel sharp or wrong, skip them. There's no prize for pushing through pain. The real prize is being able to move a little easier tomorrow than you did today. We aren't looking for a burn. We're just looking for a glow. Now, about that water trick. Did you know your joints are like sponges? Think about a sponge sitting on your sink. When it's bone dry, it's stiff and hard. If you try to bend it, it might snap or crack. But when you soak it in water, it becomes soft, bouncy, and flexible. Your joints are the same way. When you wake up, you've gone 7 or 8 hours without water. You are a dry sponge. Drinking a big glass of water, aim for at least 8 to 12 ounces, right after you finish these moves is like soaking those sponges. It helps your natural joint grease stay slippery and smooth. It's the easiest, cheapest way to support your knees every morning. Ever wonder why your knees seem to know when a storm is coming or when it's going to be cold? I'll tell you why that happens and how this morning habit weatherproofs your joints. It's not just an old story. Most of us feel more stiffness when the weather changes. When the air pressure drops or it gets chilly, the tissues in our joints can expand a little. It's like the room inside your knee gets more crowded, which makes it feel tight. That's why this morning routine is so important. By moving your joints through these 5 simple moves, you help flush out that extra tightness. You're telling your body, I'm the one in charge of how I feel today, not the weather forecast. Wouldn't you expect a car to run for 20 or 30 years without ever checking the oil, right? Well, after 60 years of walking, dancing, and living, your knees deserve 10 minutes of care. It's a small investment that pays off in a big way by letting you stay independent and active. I have one final secret to share about the shoes you wear inside your house. It might be the reason your knees feel tired. By lunchtime, most of us love being barefoot at home, but if your knees are fussy, those hard kitchen floors can be a real enemy. Every time your heel hits that hard wood or tile, a little shockwave goes straight up to your knee. It's like a tiny hammer hitting the joint over and over. Try wearing a supportive pair of indoor-only sneakers or a sturdy slipper with a good rubber sole. When looking for indoor shoes, go for ones with a firm heel cup that gently hugs the back of your foot, a flexible front that allows your toes to bend, and a secure fit that prevents your foot from sliding inside the shoe. A little bit of cushioning under the ball and heel can also make a real difference. It's like putting a bit of carpet wherever you go. When you combine shoes that check these boxes with our counterbalance lifts and power stand squeezes, you create a much easier environment for your knees. It sounds simple, but I've seen it make a world of difference for people. It's all about those small, gentle changes that add up to a big result. Before we wrap up, I'm going to give you a 10-second posture check that can take the weight off your joints instantly. Let's do a quick recap of our morning knee menu so you can remember it for tomorrow. 1. The bedside wake up. Point and flex those ankles 20 times before you even get up. 2. The inner strength squeeze. Use a pillow between your knees 10 times to wake up those track muscles. 3. The morning chair. March. March in place while sitting for 1 minute to get the blood flowing. 4. The power stand squeeze. Squeeze those glutes to give your knees a strong partner. 5. The counterbalance lift. Do 10 slow lifts at the kitchen counter to build your shocks. And here is your posture check. Stand tall, imagine your ears are stacked over your shoulders and your shoulders are over your hips. When we slouch, we actually put extra weight right on our knees. Standing tall is like giving your joints a weight loss treatment without changing a thing. I'm proud of you for taking this time for yourself today. Consistency is the real secret. Try doing these moves every morning for a week and see how you feel. If you found this helpful, why not try that first bedside wake-up move right now? Just point and flex your toes while you're sitting there. And if you're curious about how to keep your back feeling just as springy as your knees, would you like me to show you 3 easy morning moves for a stiff lower back?